So shout out to the Shake Squad, Naughty Gang stand up, it's your boy Shake, and finally, we've got the news we've all been waiting for. This is it. Last year, Zach Timmerman, he's made a name for himself with his tweets over the last few months and since last year with this kind of tweet. But last year he tweeted out the ball control that you needed to be able to speed boost and also get to elite dribbles. He also tweeted out the dunk rating you would need in order to get all 3 contact dunk packages. Well, this year's no different. Without further ado, take a look at these 2 charts. I guarantee you that the most popular park builds are going to be coming off of these 2 charts. Zach Timmerman made it very clear that if you increase your wingspan, you know, to making them long arms like we did last year and the years before, just maxing out the arm length, it's going to dramatically affect your speed with ball and your ball control. So if you want one of these archetypes, your arm length has to be default or lower. Do not mess this up. Starting with ball control and speed boosting, the #1 change that we see with the archetypes now is that they've become a lot shorter. Last year, you guys remember, I made a 6'8" slashing playmaker, which means playmaker was the primary. If you look closely at the chart, now he can only be 6'6" if he wants an 86 ball control. Just below that, the playmaking shot creator. At 6'5", he only gets an 86 ball control. Last year, he got Hall of Fame ankle breaker and elite dribbles at 6'5". The sharpshooting shot creator, he can speed boost, but he has to be 6'1". You guys remember the slashing shot creator last year. In order to get the momentum dribbles, you had to be a 97 overall, one of the hardest grinds in the whole 2K18 grind. Well, he was 6'4". This year, he's got to be 6'3". I know that's only 1 inch shorter, but it's still shorter. If you take a look at the list, my playmaking slasher doesn't really take much of a hit. He's at 6'4", so he can still momentum dribble if I wanted to remake that archetype again. 2 new ones on the list. You can get a shot creating slasher and a pure slasher to be able to momentum dribble this year, but they have to be 6'1" or shorter. Side note, message to Chris Smooth. I am registered at 74 inches tall. That means I am 6'2", and Chris Smooth, you are at least 1 inch taller than me. My man, you've been giving yourself the wrong height. You are a clear 6'3". So Chris, if you wanted to make a sharpshooting playmaker at 6'3" and still get elite dribbles, you can. Just remember Shake told you that. Anyway, on to elite dribbles. Look at the dribble god of all dribble gods, the pure playmaker. The tallest you can make him is at 6'7" for elite dribbles. Now, if there's no animation glitch, true dribble gods are gonna make him 6'8" anyway, because they can still momentum dribble regardless. They don't really have to rely on elite dribbles. So I'm really anticipating those videos regardless. And if you guys remember, my 6'7" shot creating playmaker, he had elite dribbles with ankle breaker Hall of Fame. Now he's been cut down to 6'4" if I want to make that same archetype with elite dribbles. That's 3 inches off one of my favorite archetypes. Now I'm going to briefly cover dunking. This year you get 4 dunk packages. The 4th one I'm not really going to cover too much because you have to be a power forward or center in order to get it. It's basically your big man dunk packages. Zach also made this clear. These dunk packages are so you can put people in animations. He said that you can catch bodies without these dunk packages, meaning knock people to the ground or dunk on people. So I'm starting to think that 2K has listened to your boy, that there is full physics mid-air collisions in the paint, and now we're gonna see some random contact animations that are not necessarily canned animations, and you're gonna see people getting dunked on by archetypes that are not necessarily posterizers. That is way more realistic, and if this is true, I am very proud that they made those decisions. So package 1 just requires an 84 dunk package, and you can be at any position to get this. The one you need to keep your eye on is the shot creating slasher, where you have driving and finishing as your primary. This build can be all the way to 7 feet tall. If you guys watched any of the 2K League, that is one of the most unguardable archetypes in 2K18. Not saying it's gonna be that way in 2K19. Defense seems to be a little better, but I don't know. It can still push through you, and he's a big problem. He can shoot the mid-range and just straight posterize you all day under the rim, especially if you make him 6'8" or taller. So this is a very dangerous archetype. You're definitely going to see this in the Pro-Am and in the JRC. Now, package 2 requires an 85 dunk rating at any position. The one I want you to pay attention to is the slashing shot creator. This is an archetype I made at 6'8" last year. I called it my LeBron build because, you know, older LeBron can shoot, and he can still get posters on you. So I figured a slashing shot creator, and I'll just make smart passes. But look, with a slashing shot creator, if I want package 2, he can only be 6'4". 6'5" was relatively the golden height for archetypes in 2K18. It's definitely 6'4" now. And for package number 3, you have to have an 85 dunk rating, and you can only be from point guard, shooting guard, or small forward positions. The one I want you to look at in this package is the sharpshooting slasher. A lot of my close friends, Music's My Life, Hawkman, to name a couple, they made theirs at 6'5" and higher, and they got the elite dunk package animations where they can posterize you under the rim, step over your back, and all that good stuff. But now the sharpshooting slasher takes a hit. He can only be 6'4". So there you have it. If you want the best of both worlds, you want to be breaking ankles, catching bodies, you want to do all that kind of stuff, you might want to make a 6'4" archetype. Pay very close attention to this list. This is where some of your most popular builds are going to be coming from. I'm going to leave a link in the description where you can click on this, you can find my tweet, and you can save this chart for yourself. Obviously, there will be websites coming out real soon to have all this information laid out for us, but this is just where it's at right now. I had to lay it down like this because this is some pertinent information. So it's your boy Shake, had to kick these actual factuals to you. Let me know if this information helps you make your archetype better. As always, help a brother out, man. Smack that like button to show your support. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and stop playing, because I'm going to see you in the next one.